unboxing and review of the Donner DUS-100 soprano ukulele. This ukulele came from Donner's own Amazon store, so it was dispatched by Amazon, and it came literally a day later to when I order it. So the dispatch time was amazing, and I can only assume it's double boxed because the box it's come in is pretty huge for a ukulele. So let's open the box and take a look inside. I'll speed this bit up so it's a little less boring. And as you can see, the ukulele was indeed double boxed, so it was really safe and well packaged. Just as a point of interest, I bought another ukulele the day after this one, but this one I didn't realise I bought from a different trader. And when it arrived, it was only in the inner box, and that wasn't even sealed properly. They hadn't bothered even sellotaping it shut, so anyone could have opened it. So it just shows you the importance of watching out for the traders you buy from on Amazon. And the strange thing is, that one was also fulfilled by Amazon. Right, let's get back to the ukulele I'm reviewing. So I'll take it out of the inner box. And inside there is the ukulele in a really well made case. So you'd have to be really unlucky to have one of these arrive broken or damaged in the post, because it's really well packaged. As well as the ukulele and the case, there's also a little bag of accessories, which makes sense as this is described as a beginner's kit. I'm sure you'll agree, so far it's looking really good. So let's get the ukulele out of the case. And inside the case, the ukulele's got yet another layer of protection in the form of a lightweight polystyrene bag, which is just there to prevent scratches. Let's get it out of the bag. And before I put the case aside, let's just take a proper look at it. You can see on the inside of the case, they've used that soft, shiny cloth to prevent the instrument from getting scratched. So this is another layer of protection. And the case has a really good depth of padding, so it would offer some proper protection to the ukulele. On the front of the case, there's a small zip-up pocket, which is probably just about the right size to keep all your accessories in. You can see the case has got a good solid handle, so you can easily and safely carry it. On the back of the case are a couple of really strong straps, which you could use if you're carrying the ukulele on something like a bike. However, they wouldn't be necessary in most cases because it is really light. The case then is really excellent. It's a good solid case, and it would keep the ukulele really safe, even in the hands of a child, I would have thought. Right, before we look at the instrument itself, let's take a look at the accessories that come with it. And in the bag of accessories is a pack of strings, a cleaning cloth, a nice looking strap, a selection of 4 plectrums, and finally a tuner. And the first thing I'll need to use is the tuner. So I'll open that up now, and then I'll be able to tune the ukulele so I can try it out. And in the tuner box you get the instructions, the tuner itself, and a battery. So I've slotted the battery in the back of the tuner, and now hopefully we can tune the ukulele. But first I'll just remove the protective cover off the screen, and then we'll turn it on and check it's working. And to turn the tuner on, I simply hold down the button for a couple of seconds and it comes on. And once it's on, you'll see there's a letter at the bottom of the screen there, and that changes every time I press the button. And the first one is C for chromatic, then G for guitar, then B for bass, then V for violin, and finally U for ukulele. So I'll leave it on the ukulele setting because obviously that's the instrument I'll be tuning. When you've finished with the tuner, you just press and hold the button for a couple of seconds again and it'll go off. Okay, let's take a good look at the ukulele. The first thing I'll do is to remove the labels off the headstock. But I won't throw them away, I'll keep these in the pocket on the side of the case because there's some useful information on them. For example, tips on how to maintain your ukulele. There's some information about the warranty, which is 1 year long. There's also some chords if you need a chord chart, and just some information about the strings they've provided with the ukulele. Right, I'll stick the labels in the case along with the accessories I'm not going to be using yet. Whilst I'm up at the headstock, I'll take a look at the machine heads, which are really nice, and they're 18:1 gearing, and they are sealed, but they've got a see-through window so you can actually see the gearing inside the machine heads, which I think looks really cool. And the machine heads have a good tension on them, and they don't feel cheap at all. Looking at the headstock and the back of the neck, the ukulele is finished in a satin finish with open grain. And this is a good practical finish if you're thinking about using this instrument a lot, because it doesn't show up scratches very well and it lasts quite nicely. Right, next I'll click on the tuner so I can tune up the ukulele. But also I can check if the tuner works and see if it's reasonably accurate. And you can see there, it's just a little bit out of tune and it needs to be tuned up. But this isn't how it arrived. I actually tuned it up when I first took it out of the box, but because I've been playing with it, it's out of tune again. You'll notice I'm tuning it up using the provided tuner. And for all my subscribers who are guitar players, a ukulele is tuned to G, C, E, A. And what would be the bottom string on a guitar is actually a high G, which for a guitarist takes a little bit of getting used to. Here's those strings again then, now it's in tune. To me, the ukulele sounds in tune, but I'm going to check it with a tuner I'm familiar with, and that way I can make sure the provided tuner is accurate. So I think that proves that the provided tuner is really good and it gets the ukulele bang on in tune. Right, let's take a look around the rest of the ukulele. And starting with the fingerboard, it looks like rosewood, but it might not be, because rosewood is being used less and less these days due to sustainability. And the neck is made of mahogany, and it's really nicely finished. And the frets are really well finished, edge to edge, and I couldn't find any sharp edges, which was really very good. The width of the neck at the nut is actually fairly wide for a ukulele, at 3.8 centimeters or 38 millimeters, which means if you've got larger fingers you shouldn't have much trouble playing this, even though it is a soprano ukulele. The back of the neck, as we discussed earlier, is in a satin finish, and it's solid mahogany, and it feels really nice and solid to hold. And they've put the strap button on the heel of the neck, and the second strap button is round at the tail of the ukulele. The top of the ukulele is solid mahogany, and it's got a new moon style bridge that matches up to the fingerboard. However, I have no idea what the saddle's made of, or the nut, because I couldn't find any reference to this on the website. And the rosette is a very simple design that suits the instrument really well. The back of the ukulele is also solid mahogany. So the whole instrument is mahogany, so I expect a really good tone from it. And looking around it in detail, and as most of these photographs and videos have been done in quite high magnification, you can see that the craftsmanship is really very good, and there's no signs of it being cheaply made. Right, I'll open the strap now and put it on the ukulele. The strap is a nice colour that matches the ukulele really nicely, and it's got a nice embroidered pattern on it. And both ends of the strap are faux leather, but they fit really neatly and really tightly around the strap button, which means hopefully it won't fall off easily. One side of the strap has got the usual lace in case you want to tie it onto the headstock. However, in this particular case, I think I'll remove it because it's just going to make it difficult to get the strap onto the strap button. And as you can see, this strap button by the heel of the neck is a really tight fit, so it's a really fidgety job as it is. And I'm sure you'll agree, it's a neat little strap and it looks quite good on the instrument. Right, let's take a look at how it sounds. And straight away, just playing the open strings, this little instrument is noticeably louder and brighter than my concert ukulele, which is slightly larger and therefore should be slightly louder. But this little instrument really puts it to shame. So I'll just demonstrate that here. I'm genuinely really impressed with the sound this ukulele makes, and it actually caused the recording on my camera to clip, which means it was producing too much volume for the microphone to handle, and that is the first time I've ever had that happen. I'm very impressed. Here's another example of the actual sound it produces, but I'll show pictures of the ukulele itself, because it's very hard to film it around the microphone, which is almost as big as the ukulele. I don't know if my microphone does this justice, but to me it sounds great. Right, before I move on to the summary, I'll just look at the last 3 accessories that came with the ukulele, and they are a cleaning cloth, a spare set of strings, and the plectrums. Right, I'll open up the plectrums first so we can take a look at those. There's 4 plectrums in the pack, and there's 2 different thicknesses. The thin ones are 0.46mm and the thicker ones are 0.71mm. And it's quite handy to have a couple of gauges of plectrum, because if you're new to the ukulele, you'll want to experiment with different gauges to find out which ones you prefer. Because as you can see here, they bend very differently, and therefore they feel very different to play with, and there'll be one particular gauge that you'll like better than any other. Right, let's move on to the strings. And the strings are very handy to have, because you never know when and if you'll break any strings. And if you look on the back of the packet, they've listed clearly which string is which. And then inside the packet, each string is numbered, so you know if you were to break a string, which one to replace it with. And this is very handy. Now, something that's worth noting is if you do improve quickly and you want to improve the instrument, one of the easiest way of doing that is to buy good strings. So if you're already an experienced ukuleleist, you might never use these strings. You might replace them with the strings of your choice that you know you enjoy the quality of. But it's still handy to have them in the case in case you have a broken one. And the final accessory is the little cleaning cloth, which I don't need just now, so I'll leave it in its packaging so it doesn't get dirty and scruffy. And I'll put this away with the strings in the little pocket on the side of the case for now until I need it. In conclusion then, this is one of those reviews I'm going to be embarrassed about, because I can't find any flaws really in this little ukulele. The price is good, the quality of build is good, the sound quality is good, and I was genuinely looking for something I could pull it down on just to give a balanced review. So it is what it is, it's really good. And just so you know, I've got no connections with Donner, so this is an honest and impartial review. And if you're interested in buying one of these ukuleles, I'll put all the links down below in the description, along with any special offers that come along, and I'll keep those updated. And you can buy them at the Donner website and at Amazon. If you want to see more detailed reviews like this one, please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon, and then you'll be notified when I upload them. I'll also be doing a couple of very basic lessons on the ukulele, for example how to tune it and how to choose the different types of ukuleles, etc. And I've also got a couple more ukuleles I'll be doing reviews of, and those videos will be coming up soon. However, it's important for me to point out that my channel is really more dedicated towards the guitar, so there'll be lots of guitar lessons coming up and lots of guitar reviews coming up. Thank you very much for watching.